Hello everyone. I am post-op. I had it done. I went in this morning around 5 a.m., went to the wrong place, had to drive back to Tampa General, and they were so lovely. They made me feel really comfortable and at home, very friendly. Um, so before I kind of go into what my day looked like, I will just say that I have been cured. My parathyroid hormone is down to 2.7, well in the normal range. So, and I'm feeling okay. It is sore, kind of feels like I was punched in the throat a little bit, and I'm quite fatigued. But as you can hear, I'm speaking normally. I was doing my vocal sirens like minutes minutes out of being conscious. So I'm very happy about that. So I got there early. They checked me in. I had to fill out some paperwork. It's a really beautiful hospital. It felt very clean. My window had a view of the bay, and seeing the sun was so nice. I couldn't get over it. I'm from California, but I've been spending the last 3 months in Scotland, and it's very gray and cold. So, so I did the paperwork, just really quick and easy. And then they put in my IV. That was one of the hardest parts for me because I'm kind of a needle wimp, but they were really gentle, and they offered to give me oxygen. Didn't need it. I just did that. And then they took me down to nuclear imaging, where they put in the IV drip this sort of liquid that made it stand out on, it's kind of like an x-ray machine, sort of. It was like scanning. I had to lie down, and they took 4 pictures, 5 minutes each. Just, I fell asleep. It was really easy. And then I was sent back up, and the doctor came and talked to me a little bit about parathyroidism, what to expect from the surgery, what to expect after the surgery, answered all my questions, learned some new stuff. So, for example, I had given you the wrong levels yesterday, or at least those were my levels at one point, but they've actually gone higher than that at times. My calcium went up to over 12, and my parathyroid went higher than like 193 or something. It was like over 200 or something crazy. They do think the tumor had been there about 10 years. The reason for thinking so is that there was a bit of scar tissue around it, which takes time to form. Scar tissue is more common in younger patients, but they think it's been there a long time, and that would match with my symptoms. So basically I had it my whole entire adult life, which is a crazy thought. So I'm excited to see kind of who I am without all of that. He said the results kind of vary from person to person in terms of how long it takes to get better. I could start feeling better even, tomorrow in terms of the brain fog and stuff. It can take weeks for other things, months for my hair to start growing back. About 6 to 9 months. Obviously, I have hair, but it's not as thick as it used to be and won't grow as long and all of that. So kind of excited for that. I know it's a vain thing to be excited about, but the other things are way more exciting to me, and I'll kind of share those as we go along with my healing process. But we had that nice conversation before the surgery. He really reassured me about any chance of having vocal damage. He said he'd done something like 4,000 of these surgeries, and only like twice had he seen hoarseness, and even then it was temporary. And I mean, this hoarseness I had before the surgery. This is barely hoarse. I was, as I said, doing my sirens. I'm not concerned about my singing ability in terms of how the disease affects it. Otherwise, But yeah, so he said that normally the surgery takes about 20 minutes, give or take. My surgery was way longer, intentionally, because for younger people, it's often more of a process because the skin isn't kind of as flexible, malleable, I don't know the right word, but you can't really dig into it as easily. It's got more resistance, and so you kind of have to cut through it more, and that takes longer. The other reason being that I'm a singer and a professional voice user, so he was really, really, really careful, which is great because it happened to be directly on top of my laryngeal nerve. During the surgery, they actually had to press down on the laryngeal nerve and lift it up off. They had no way of knowing how that would kind of affect my voice. And normally, if I were not a singer, they might go back in on the right side because it was on the left. They might have gone back in on the right to see how the other side was looking. But they decided for me it would be better to just take out what they saw and retest my levels, and that works. They didn't have to go back in and do anything else. I'm essentially cured, which is good news. So yeah, it was a big tumor. Here's a picture. Cool. And then here's my incision. There's like a band-aid on it. You can't really see it. It's really small. It should heal up over time to be almost invisible. They did it in a very, very faint line that I had. I've got deeper creases on my neck, but they weren't kind of close enough to what they had to do. So yeah, I'm back in the hotel, taking my calcium citrate. I was able to eat normally. They gave me a nausea patch behind my ear just because I don't like the feeling of anesthesia at all, and I'm kind of phobic about throwing up. So it was more precaution than anything. But I've been eating normally. I had an entire CPK pizza for dinner. I didn't get to eat last night after midnight, and really it was more like 9 that I'd had food. So I was very, very hungry. I've been having these. I'm supposed to take like 5 of them a day. They gave me one at the hospital and then took more of these. Some people report, because once you've had this hormone out, like your body stops making calcium at all for a couple days or longer than that even. But I'm not having, because I'm taking the supplements, I'm not having any of like the low calcium symptoms, like the tingling in the hands or the feet. All in all, I'm tired, of course, but I feel fine, and just very relieved. So yeah, I think that covers everything. I will check back in the next few days to talk about my recovery and kind of what happens next. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments, and thank you for watching.